Dark side of the stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. Watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Tyler wearing gray pants. Oh, what a glorious day. Everybody's wearing gray pants. The Tyler Lawson way. 104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens.
Here we are. I didn't
Tyler
even know
Lawson
this thing
in
was
gray
on.
pants behind the board, and this is Dark Side of the Stream.
Johnny Gray
I
Pants.
have no idea what episode it is. Tyler didn't write it down.
Yeah, we didn't have like the clicker thing for the video that we usually do.
Oh, well, he
I don't even
figures
think
out
that's
what
why I didn't think
episode.
we'd started yet. I'm over here looking.
I thought it was good.
I'm looking at pictures of girls they send me on my
Tyler
phone.
Lawson Gray Pants song was awesome, and if he doesn't keep that in there, I'm going to be really mad. So this week was kind of a this weird chick in this, man. That chick and her dad,
right,
really weird.
and the dad too, right? Like, questionable.
It very, very, very crazy documentary. A Deadly American Marriage. This was my pick this week. And it tells the story of a dude who had some kids. He was married in Ireland, Irish guy. And then somewhere down the line, they hired this, I can't remember what they call it, but it's basically like a live-in nanny.
Yeah,
essentially.
what's
like
the
how
word
it's
they
like
call that?
Au pair.
Au pair.
No, we're going to say au pair. Au pair. They hired this au pair, and in that time period, the dude's wife dies from like an asthma attack. And it's like horrific. She's got 2 little kids.
Yeah.
They're, toddlers essentially. And then he picks his family up and moves to the United States of America.
Comes to America.
Which again is like why it goes
The land of opportunity.
well, but the guy was already pretty well off.
Yeah.
And it seemed like he had a pretty good thing going for him at the
He seemed like a normal dude.
And again, like, he just seemed like there's some
Regular-
typical white
regular
dude,
dad dude, right,
Irish
typical
dude,
guy.
and
Irish dude, yeah.
And so the reason I bring this up is because it's almost as if she was able to manipulate it from like the get-go.
I think so.
And I can hear her.
She was already playing mom, like trying to steal the kids,
crazy.
right?
The craziest thing about, and we'll get to that down the line, because that whole thing is like, I think the antithesis of how all this kind of blew out, and the kids were supposedly at the center of that, and we'll get to that in a minute.
I mean, the basic rule that should everyone listening or watching should follow: you don't hire a hot nanny. The tale is old as time. The tale is old as time. If I hired a hot nanny, I'm going to sleep with the nanny.
Hey, listen, what about Arnold? You remember that with that?
Yeah, he did. Made a kid with them.
She wasn't that good looking.
Kid looks more than his kid, and then his other kid.
Not the one at White Lotus.
One that he had.
The dude in White Lotus looks just like him.
But the one he had with this one is bodybuilder like him.
Yeah.
And then Bush and Gavin Rossdale and the girl from No Doubt, Gwen Stefani, same thing. He hires a nanny who looks just like her. Yeah, he's gonna sleep with her. That's how it goes. Don't hire a hot nanny.
Or just be faithful.
That's hard, dude.
What are you kicking me for? What are you kicking me for?
You always set me up to sound so bad.
You do it to yourself, though.
That's why I'm kicking you.
You're the one who did it. I wasn't even going to go there. Actually, what I was going to say was, I think it's interesting that this guy is also named Jason. And also, I can see how, but like I said, though, at the beginning, I just can't. I can see her in his ear, like, this is so horrible, Jason.
Yeah,
let's start over. These kids can't be around the reminder of her mother.
Right, because they tried to rob her from the family too, like the grandparents and stuff, right? They tried to isolate from the grandparents.
Yeah.
Red flags too. Red flags.
And so initially, she succeeds in that regard, and the family relocates to the United States, where it just gets even crazier as we discuss this documentary on Netflix on
Deadly American Marriage.
Deadly American Marriage. That only is like one American
Yeah,
which
that's
is good title.
because they came to America, maybe.
Yeah, they came to America. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark side of the stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Back? Are we back?
About 10 minutes, 10 years in, you're going to be like, man, I should listen to Mike.
Are
I
we
can't
back?
stand up straight.
104.7 The Cave.
Oh, yeah, it's Dark Side of the Stream, episode 262, like Tyler said. And this week we've picked A Deadly American Marriage. So now this woman gets his dude and his kids. Again, she's not their mom. She was their nanny, live-in housekeeper. But then assuming she took on the role pretty quickly.
But she took on the role not like in a loving way. I felt like she took on the role like in a psycho way.
Well, I'm wondering if like behind the scenes she was kind of aiding and abetting that because I mean how does this dude like simp that like I'm gonna move across the world for this chick unless there is some like that going on behind the scenes. It has to be. I mean, the dude, like, straight out the gate starts buying her cars.
Yeah.
Like, they talk about, like how she was telling people that they had fertility issues and they were trying to have a kid, and he spent, like, $50K trying to get her pregnant. They couldn't do it.
Wasn't she, I mean, wasn't she even, like, trying to get, like, custody of the kids? Like,
Well, at one
like,
point, yeah. And I think that's the antithesis of how this happened.
It's like one thing of being, like, a good stepmom, but I felt like this went to, a level of craziness.
What inevitably happened was she wanted to adopt the children.
Yeah.
And be their mother.
Cool, which is...
I
if
mean,
it's good
after
intentions,
you've been in a relationship with someone for like
yes.
10 to 20 years.
I felt like it wasn't good intentions, though. I felt like
she's
it was
trying to do this
sketchy.
straight after they land from Ireland.
Yeah.
And then, like, it makes you wonder if she was just using that to get the financial support. Or she truly loved those kids. I don't really think she did.
It sure seemed like, or at least the documentary made it seem like it was a little nefarious.
Well, yeah, again, because at the end of the day, after this all went down and this guy gets killed by her stepfather with a baseball bat, by the way, she uses those toddlers' statements in court to twist it as if like he was this abuser.
Right.
He was a jerk. He had done all these things.
Like it was her and the kids against him.
And then they turn around and they do their victim statements when these kids are in their adulthood, and it's just you can get it like, oh no, she was like, you can see that the crazy was all over the wall. But yeah, so basically,
spoiler alert, you just said that the dad dies.
Yeah, dad gets killed. Essentially, the father calls 911 and he's like, "Hey, there's been a situation over here."
Well, wasn't it the girl's father and the guy were fighting, and the daughter came with the bat?
Supposedly, I thought it was that he was involved with something, and the dad came in with the bat that he was bringing over to the son as a present, but he didn't have a present for the daughter. He just was like, after the fact, no, I brought this baseball bat over to the boy.
Yeah,
they're like,
sketchiness ran in this family.
I can see that.
Right.
Well, he had ties to CIA. He had friends like that work in our Department of Energy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
They also flipped on him too, which was kind of nice. But we're kind of jumping the gun here, but that's Jay's MO. It's Dark Side of the Street. We'll get to more next.
Premature.
On 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Jay Stevens, Mike the Intern in the studio. It's Dark Side of the Stream, episode 262. As we got out of that last one, I made a funny joke about how Jay always jumps the gun. It reminds me of the joke in Three Amigos. Whenever they capture that girl from the village and they bring her to El Guapo's fortress or whatever, and one of El Guapo's women is like preparing her. She's like, tonight you will be El Guapo's woman. Have you ever been with a man? And she's like, no. And she goes, let me ask you, do you know what foreplay is? And she goes, no. And she's like, good, neither does El Guapo. I was jumping the gun.
Tyler, let this be a lesson. Utilize foreplay to your advantage. Utilize foreplay to your advantage because sometimes that's all you got. That's all you got.
So yeah, back to this story. You could see the writing on the wall. This girl was nefarious. She was spending all his money. She was telling all these people weird things. She's cutting him off from his family,
trying to
getting her dad involved, trying to set it up like he was beating him, and she'd been fat shaming him and all this stuff. And then eventually,
was he or was he not? Though did they kind of they do lead a little mysterious.
Well, because they got her in the documentary.
So they had to be like, hey, we're kind of what really happened here?
You know what I mean? So ultimately, I think she realized dude was going to pack up and go back to Ireland to be with his family, bring his kids with him, and get the hell out because he definitely screwed up, and this should have not denied all the red flags, and that's when she went psycho, got her father involved. They ended up beating this guy to death, called the cops, say he was involved in domestic. I stepped in and did it, but then nothing lays out. Early on, the victim's stuff, it was also a mishandling, I think, of the case, too, in the get-go.
There's so many of those
in the investigation, which by design of the people that were involved in it that ended up getting convicted of this was probably by design. And then inevitably they only served 2 to 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
Which to me is a huge miscarriage of justice. They, again, like I said, the kids got a chance to read their victim statements at her in court, which is just like, dude, like...
You hate to see kids be manipulated like that. Those
kids not only lost their mother at a young age due to a horrible thing, but then this girl who was supposed to be there to protect them kills their father.
Their mother, and then
so it's like, like, dude, like if you were honestly trying to take these kids because for some reason inside of you felt like you were their mother, and you wanted to protect him, and you wanted him regardless of what you were going to do with the relationship, everything that you did after the fact does not prove to me that was the case. It proves to me that you wanted attachment to them so that he would then be financially tied to you, and you can continue spending money like you wanted to. That's... It's always the simplest answer.
Case closed.
But if your name is Jason and you get a au pair in the house, don't sleep with her, man.
Well,
it's
easier said than done.
No, it's not. It's really simple. It's very simple. It's called discipline.
Mike and I
what's funny is this guy, for as much stuff as I give him about this stuff, he's extremely disciplined. He eats like a rabbit. He hates it. I do too. But he's very, very disciplined when it comes to certain aspects of his life. Yeah. Very disciplined.
So I do have it in me.
Exactly. It's like my kid. I talk to him all the time. I'm like, you're so smart. You are so smart, dude. I don't understand. It's just laziness, and I don't care.
And mine is just that little devil on my shoulder.
Years and years of lost therapy is what yours.
That devil must be old now. Huh? Gray hair.
It's like that picture I sent you in the video game. The guy looks like you're like in 15 years.
We'll be back with our reviews.
It's our Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream. Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. Watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens in the studio, Dark Side of the Stream. This week we did a Deadly American Marriage, on Netflix, and I mean, I'd give it just a straight 3. It didn't really do anything for me as far as like any kind of plot twist.
Yeah, there was no crazy thing. You could see it coming.
You knew what was coming.
You could see it coming.
Props to the producers for convincing this woman to be a part of it.
It's always good
From what I understand, she can't make any money off of it because of if you get convicted or guilty of any kind of thing like that, you can't. Like there's a law that says you can't make money off of it. So hopefully that she didn't. Us watching it contributed to her getting anything.
Or clicks or views.
Because I hopefully that this would put her on blast for any kind of relationship she gets in for the future, especially if there are kids involved.
I don't know. I know guys that go back to psycho womenens all the time. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
You do.
What are you doing?
You do.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I give it a 3 as well. Nothing special.
What are we watching next week?
Next week, we're going to change pace and be happiest place on earth.
Thank God.
Disneyland Handcrafted. It's a look at the the making of Disneyland, and it's all like remastered footage from like when it was just a lot of trees, and within 1 year it became Disneyland and Walt's vision.
Jay and I spent a lot of time there as kid and young adult.
Yeah, it was great. Disneyland's still
we're
an
gonna
awesome
get into
place.
our stories about that. I'll try and see if I can locate some of mine because I know I got photos of me at Disneyland in the '80s. So
Me and Snow White. I do. I have me and Snow White.
You probably dated her. Do you date any chicks from Disney? We saved that for next week,
Hey,
which you can
that
watch
is a tease,
Thursday,
folks.
9 a.m. on YouTube or Facebook. We do it live on my show at the same time, Jay's show at 6. And then you can always download these as a podcast for free on a 104.7 The Cave app. Stay tuned next week to see if Jay slept with any of the actors
Any
at
of the
Disneyland
princesses
in
from
LA.
Disney.
It's so excited to stream. We watch movies so you don't have to. On 104.7 The Cave.